baby. Oh, baby. Can Dogecoin be stopped? No! Can Link be stopped? No! Can Ethereum be stopped? No! Can Bitcoin be stopped? Maybe a little bit, actually. Well, welcome back to Krown's Crypto Cave. It's a lovely Wednesday morning over here. Happy hump day to everyone out there in the cryptocurrency landscape. Wherever you might be in this universe, to all the aliens listening, I salute you. And with that said, let's get into it right here, right now. We got plenty to discuss today, mostly with altcoins. Bitcoin playing out the range, as we spoke about for the last couple weeks here. And with that said, there is plenty of opportunity in the markets today, especially with all the meme coins as gummy rockets going to the fucking moon and beyond. Anyways, with that said, I would like to wish you a sincere, happy, and healthy start to this nice little hump day. Let's get into it right now on the Krown Chain application, which we found at app.krownchain.net. And what do we see? We see all sorts of very interesting things today. We see green across the motherfucking board, except for Bitcoin. Bitcoin not joining the party today, but Bitcoin kind of did lead and set the pace for the last couple months, and now taking a bit of a breather. And I do look at this as a rotational market, of course. But anyways, with that in mind, we do see Bitcoin dominance continuing to falter. Massive legs down here. Another full percent down from yesterday to today. I believe we were about 46.5% yesterday in the last 24 hours since we last spoke. And that does imply that altcoins are having a phenomenal last 24 hours versus their Bitcoin Satoshi parents. On top of that, fear and greed index is taken into a 48 right now. Technically speaking, that would be somewhat fearful. I'd say that this is more or less neutral, more importantly. But within the context of the current macro structure, I look at this as actually a long-term bullish thing. Now, short and medium term on Bitcoin, I still do think that it comes down. I still do think that it's ranging. I still do think that Bitcoin is not really the trade right now. It's more or less the investment. If you want the trade, well, you got all the altcoins and more in front of your face, at the current moment in time. For myself, I don't really trade altcoins, but for those of you out there, I salute you because you've been probably making a shit ton of money because all you've had to do is press the goddamn green button. Powerful shit. Anyways, open interest did come down about another 100 million, it looks like, from yesterday to today, while Bitcoin does falter a little bit in the medium-term time frame range. So this does still play into the narrative that I am looking at this as more or less a healthy consolidation here for Bitcoin, with still some downside implied. But until we see open interest go up alongside Bitcoin breaking the $49,000 lower low that we have in right now, I wouldn't necessarily be looking at this as a massively concerning factor just yet for the macro structure, or even the very high term time frame structure. Of course, all higher term time frames are still bullish, but I am looking for daily to pull back down, probably somewhere around $50,000 overall. Could that take a little bit of time? Yes, indeed. I think Bitcoin's in a bit of a slumber right now. You just let it do its thing, of course. And with that in mind, we can go check out the altcoins over here. Dogecoin, another 54.25% up in the last 24 hours. What the actual fuck? What the actual fuck? I've been watching this for 2 goddamn straight weeks now. 2 straight weeks on the Krown Chain application. It's been in the top 10 winners list and usually in the top 5, double digits plus. I mean, even there was like one day where it had 150% gainer, which is just, what the fuck, man? I even saw Meek Mill buying Dogecoin yesterday, and he said something along the lines of, I'm tired of missing out. I bought the doggy stocks, or whatever the fuck he said. It's like, great, man. Let's just get all the fucking rappers in this bitch. We got Mia Khalifa already here. Let's bring them in, boys. Get the fucking titties out, because that's the way that you get people into Dogecoin, I suppose. Anyways, this is where I will cut the line, though, because the next time someone brings up to me, but Krown, why don't you care about fundamental analysis? Well, look no further than fucking Dogecoin. It literally tells you that it is not for anything. It's a meme coin. It's for fucking nothing. You can't use it anywhere. It is literally worthless. You cannot redeem it for shit. But even that gets to join the Boolah market here as well. Powerful shit, man. Anyways, into the market data tab we go. Hey, what's up, Pro Cali Adventures? Drops and pumps. Drops and pumps. The proper terminology would be pumps and dumps, sirs. Yes, indeed. Pumps and dumps on your cummy rockets. Anyways, what do we see over here as far as open interest alongside price action does indeed go? We do see it kind of cradling that out. So I do still look at this as a more long-term accumulation at these $9 billion levels for the open interest, with price action probably going to come back down to the bottom side of the range here on Bitcoin specifically. Funny rate is really not giving us anything crazy to be looking at. We do see a negative funny rate actually on OKX. Nothing too significant right here, but again, this does play into the narrative that long-term, I'm not looking at this as a macro reversal for Bitcoin. Just a little bit of short-term, medium-term downside. and probably some more sideways, maybe over the next month, maybe even 2 months with that in mind. Anyways, what else do we see over here? Nothing actually that's really sticking out like a sore thumb. It's really mostly about the altcoins today, so it's going to be a big focus on altcoins, of course. We do see that, oh my god, we do see that global market cap up about almost 3% in the last day, and over the last 7 days, almost 8%. So, I mean, this is just insane right here. And if we just zero in on the altcoin market cap, you can see that that's actually increased almost double that over the last week period. I mean, that is fucking ridiculous. But I suppose we are in the ridiculous portion of this parabolic blow off top rally. And as all of you who have been here since 2017 and 2018 know, you know that it ends in tears for the newcomers, as people do not learn their lessons, or at least it's not that people don't learn their lessons. I'm sure that people do, but the new people coming in, they have a lesson to perhaps learn, as you will very likely find out, probably within the next year. But I do think that pretty much most things that are bullish right now still do have another leg inside them. And let's start it off with Dogecoin, going into the long-term time frame charts over here on the secondary charts. What's up, 1776 all the way, sir? Doggy Moon, sir. Dixie short from 91.35. Will it crack? Actually, we'll check out Dixie today. I haven't been checking out Dixie on streams for a while now, so I think it'd be a good time to go back on that one. I think last I looked at it though, I was looking for a reversal somewhere around low $90 even, like 90 and a quarter to 90 and a half, I believe is what I was saying last. But I haven't looked at that one in a week now, so it'll be very interesting to see where it's at. But let's focus on Dogecoin first here. And what do we see? We do see the top. We do see the two-day closing above the topside trend band on a fresh closure. So this is actually our first one today of the next 2-day period. And what do we see? We see increasing momentum actually on every metric right now that I'm looking at on my secondary charts. We do see that 2-day MACD increases massively above the last major high that we saw in middle of April, actually. So the rally is being supported. The momentum is increasing over time alongside new highs. I do look at this as actually likely to continue, especially with trending above the topside trend band and the SMI also increasing. However, we have not taken out the middle of April highs there just yet, but I look at that as the next relevant one. And of course, the ADX DMI is giving off a continuation signal here as well, with the ADX continuing to strengthen the signal. Anyways, more importantly with this, could we come up with some more upside targets, seeing as all my upside targets thus far have gotten absolutely fucking massacred? I mean, at this point, it's almost like you can look at upside targets, but in this case, this one is just so fucking, it's just out there on Mars right now. I almost would be looking at this as not as relevant, or if you are going to use some sort of extensions here, you kind of have to use the more deeper ones. So before, I was giving it a more neutral read in a sense, as I was looking at a target somewhere around the 272 and the 2 spot right here. We did see a little bit of a closure right there, but nothing more than short-term volatility, as you can see. I mean, just a very, very short-term consolidation right here before the further continuation. So this one is more bullish than what I first considered. And technically speaking, I would be looking for the next sort of general pullback somewhere between about 70 and 73 cents region, somewhere right around here, which I'll mark off right now. Ultimately, though, do I see a path towards a buck, as a lot of people are still hoping and praying for? I still actually don't see that just yet. And in fact, I would be looking for a medium-term pullback from this region right here. But again, when you are looking at parabolic markets, it's not really that you want to be joining on the short side. You want to be taking profits, of course. You know, give some back to the trading gods, as the saying goes. And in this case right here, I mean, do I think that Dogecoin can have a path towards 80 plus cents? It would appear so, yes. I mean, this one is a little bit more bullish than what I first considered. So this is very, very powerful stuff, and that does kind of cause me to look a little bit deeper into the, well, I guess deeper to the upside, I suppose. But overall, we are getting very, 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 very close here to another short-term and medium-term top. Let's see how the low-term time frames are doing right now. This is still continuation as it is, to be fair. I mean, we do still see that MACD histogram, again, increasing, actually massively increasing, in fact. We do see that 4-hour DMI ADX is continuation as well, and same thing with the SMI. So I do think it has maybe one more short move here, but ultimately, I do think it's actually time to be a little bit short-term cautious on this one once it gets a little bit deeper into the 60-cent region, like somewhere around, what level was this exactly? I think it was like just around 70 cents, so maybe a little bit above 70 cents right there. Krown loves doggy. The Krown's doggy cave. It's doggy time, baby. What have I been doing with my life? It's funny. Actually, it's not so funny, man. It's just sad at this point. But you know what? You should enjoy the hilarity of this market, because this is the only place that you get to see fucking meme coins go into the moon and beyond. And, well, I guess it does have nutrition marks as well, but to a lesser extent, I suppose. Anyways, looking at our regular charts over here, is there anything of particular note? Again, I mean, daily RSI kind of telling the story in this one. Yes, it is above the critical zone for a small smidgen right here. But until we get anything resembling divergence, I cannot really even be looking for a daily pullback on this one, like a greater daily pullback, that is. this. Of course, short-term timeframes are going to ebb and flow as they typically do, but the daily is continuation right now until we get a local high. At that point, do I think that we'll have very likely what's called bearish divergence on the daily? I mean, yes, it's going to be really fucking difficult to get above the 16th of April high right here. So naturally speaking, you're extremely likely to have some divergence. I would like to see 3 drives specifically on this asset just because it has been more of, well, it's been more ridiculous to the upside, to be fair. So it would be better to look for more signals of that, of a little bit of slowdown. But in this case right here, we don't even have a fucking local high. So with that in mind, it does imply that new all-time highs will be made. I would be looking at a little bit of a short-term, medium-term area, like I said, above 70 cents. And then above there, perhaps 80 cents would be the next stop. But I'd like to see, you know, that happen first and foremost. But for right now, we don't have anything that's even signaling on the daily that we're even entering into a medium-term top for what it's worth right now. In fact, daily TSI is, I wouldn't say freshly turning up. It did turn up, what is this, about 3 days ago, was confirmed on the 2nd of May. And this is, you know, looking more or less good right now. But overall, it is certainly getting extended. But I want to see a couple of very specific things, of which I should remind myself, Caretaker has a really fucking cool thing in the works right now. And I am really finding it difficult to hold off on talking about it. But I'll be respectful of his wishes. I won't talk about it. But goddamn, man, it is, if I could put some words on it right now, it essentially says that Dogecoin still is a little bit more here, to be fair. So with all of that in mind, I do still look at HVP over here to get into the red zone to at the very least mark off some sort of a local high. And in this case, you know, it did get the last one, of course, but with it actually cooling off right here, I would be looking at that yet again as another continuation signal to the upside, at least for another leg here. And then we'll come back to it over the next few days and see where she lands. Anyways, with that said, hey, what the fuck is going on over here in the chats? Hey, what the hell is going on over here? Anyways, let's go check out Link as well. I think Link's been one of the big winners of the last 24 hours, or we could actually look at Ethereum too. I think a lot of people are wondering, is Ethereum done right now or not? I think Sanctum was asking in the Discord earlier, and I actually still like Ethereum right here. Now, we did hit the 3.618, of course, and that actually is where our closing price is thus far. So good on that one thus far, but I still look at this as overall continuation. Yes, we're seeing a little bit of signs of slowdown. Yes, we are seeing a little bit of short-term topping signals, especially on like your 2 and hourly, but all of even the medium and especially the higher term time frames are still maintaining bullish continuation formations. Looking at the 2-day right here, we do see that we got a fresh close above the topside Toronto band, as we spoke about, was likely yesterday. That will put the bullish bias in order for myself at the very least for the next 48 hours. Well, I guess a little bit less than that, about a day and 19 hours if you want to be super exact. And the 3-day is going to be closing not today. Is it going to be closing today? Yeah, not today, but tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And of course, if it does close anything like this, I would still give it the nod to further continuation first before another pullback. Seemingly, we do see, or sorry, why did I use seemingly? That is not the word that I'm looking for right there. Whenever you see a long form consolidation like this, typically the first breakout that gets a pullback below the topside Toronto band typically does get continuation on top of that. Usually it's a fake out, to be fair. This is why I want to see both an open and close below the topside Toronto band in this case, if I'm going to be looking at this as a local high. Do we have anything concerning right here as far as that goes? Yeah, a little bit, to be fair. Actually, we do see that daily SMI is losing a bit of momentum right now. We do see even a little bit of bearish divergence on that too, if this does confirm as a local high, but it is not just yet. Same thing on MACD, and same thing, or actually no, not the same thing on DMI ADX, although this one is really aggressive up here. I mean, we haven't been in the 50s or above for about this is on a daily, so yeah, it's actually just been about 3-4 months, so fair enough on that one. But overall, I do think that this one still does have some more upside to go. Like I said, 2-day still bullish as far as I care, and 3-day is certainly still bullish as it is, and then the weekly is also going to have its chance to close above the topside Toronto band, and not even look at tomorrow's closing price on Friday as likely indicative of where that will land on Sunday, to be honest with you, just because of the way that CMEs are now integrated with, CME futures are now integrated with Ethereum as well. So our Friday closing prices are typically going to be very similar to our Sunday closing prices. If not, then we got that good old gap play to play off as well. But in this case right here, I mean, I still like pretty much everything that I do see, and I would generally be looking for higher term time frame continuation. We see the weekly is continuing with the ADX signal, and DMI plus very much dominant as well, obviously increasing on the histogram here too. So long term, I do not think that Ethereum is done. I think it's just a short term pullback, and I might even be of the opinion here, if we do a little bit more of a perusal, that it could actually even just put in a higher low right here. Let's go see what it looks like on our primary charts, just to see if there's any sort of divergences forming, because that could be indicative that we will put in a base somewhere around this 3250-ish region. Let's go see what we got over here. Yeah, the 4 hours actually getting it pretty damn well, and in fact, it looks like my targets were from yesterday. My targets from yesterday was a 3.618. That was our closing price on a 4 hour. We're actually basing above that level, which is good. So I would be using this as a bit of a bias buster for the downside, a bit of a short-term pivot, if you will. And I'd even bring it down a little bit, somewhere around the 21 on this time frame, which is currently trading about $50 lower than that horizontal, about 31.75 region. So as long as we're above there, this actually will naturally put in hidden bullish divergence, as we see our last local low was way the fuck back on over here. I do see that Caretaker's RSI is actually defining this as a local low. I would not in this case. This is one of the few times where it actually supersede Caretaker's RSI and say, nope, I don't believe so. I think that this one's actually a consolidation at a high level and looking for long-term continuation here. What's up, Michael Crooks? Could you check MVIS at 1 and 4 hour? Sure, but as usual, could I get through the old shitcoin analysis first, and then we'll get on to MVIS and beyond. But looking at this right here, you know, I do still like this, and if we go to the 12 hour, I'm curious if there's anything forming right here as well. No, not necessarily just yet, or at the very least, it's way too early to tell. So the medium term time frames are not going to be as helpful to me right now, but the 6 hour is about as high as I could go right here. That actually is starting to show something rather interesting, and we do see that if we do put in a higher low right here, confirm a higher low, which would not happen on this current closure, which actually is happening in 33 minutes and 54 seconds. So we actually will be able to see this one before the end of the stream. In the next 6 hours, however, if we do take out this high, then yes, I would confirm this as a local low, and then we will have significant hidden bullish divergence, and that will you know, once again look at targets towards the prior high of this run at about 35.50ish region, and then continuation onwards and forwards. Which, where are my next targets to the upside? Deeper 3000s at that point. These ones are not going to be very relevant right here. It'd actually really be about 3800ish region to $4,000, which is fucking insane, man. Absolutely fucking insane. But overall, you know, this was quite some time in the making. I mean, this is the sort of thing that I've been speaking about for a while now. We saw it on Bitcoin first, obviously, as Bitcoin typically does lead, or actually, technically speaking, you saw it on Link first, to be fair, in some of the DeFi coins, but to a lesser extent. But in this case right here, you know, you see one of these consolidations around your prior all-time high from January 2018 on Ethereum specifically. You know, do I think that things are going to stop here? No, I think that the weekly is just getting started, if anything. Weekly TSI turning up at the same time and playing off the same sort of trend line that we've been having in since January of 2020. So that is a rather powerful one. Hey, get the fuck off there. Hey, stop that. There we go. And weekly RSI, again, it is getting very, very hot over here, if you will, but I'm not looking at this as actionable until we get some sort of confirmed local high. And then, yes, we will have divergence, assuming that this does not get above a 93. In fact, we even have a bit of a trend line going on right here, too. And to be fair, that would imply that we do have new highs to put in before that could potentially play out. And that will obviously, you know, bring things probably back down somewhere around the breakout point, maybe like upper $2,000 region, low $3,000 region. So I do think that Ethereum will get a nasty pullback at some point. But for right now, all higher term time frames still showing continuation signals, and I am looking at that as more or less good for the market in its totality. Anyways, what else can we look at before we get into? Oh yeah, let's look at some Bitcoin. How about that? How about Bitcoin? What about Bitcoin? You know. Anyways, let's go over here to Bitcoin, and Bitcoin more or less doing the same things that we've been speaking about for the last couple weeks here. I do look at this as yet again another lower high. Now this is certainly confirmed as of yesterday night's closure. You could even have said that on coming into the 3rd of May, of course, as well. But this is now, you know, no questions asked. I do look at this as obviously obviously a lower high right here, and it's going to be accompanied perhaps even by a bearish TSI signal as well. It is in the bearish buy zone. It is not giving us the bearish signal just yet, but you can see, or maybe you can see, a nice trend line coming in from our last few highs on the last few dailies, and that obviously would imply maybe a little bit of sideways here, but overall governed by that, as long as we're within this consolidation. And technically speaking, I am still looking at a target somewhere maybe just below $50,000. I don't really have strong opinions on that. My strong opinion is on is basically just on playing out some sideways and down. Long term though, I'm still bullish on this one. Is this looking like distribution, is what someone asked earlier today? Yes, I do think so. It actually is looking like distribution, but is it confirmed distribution just yet? No. How would you confirm distribution? You need to see it come back down below this low right here, which is all the way down at about $45,000. So it's still got a lot of work to do, to be fair, but overall, I do think Bitcoin's just more or less ranging here. I don't think that we've seen the macro high in Bitcoin just yet. I do think that we've seen a major high, obviously, but with that in mind, I do still look at this as Well, you know, on the short-term timeframes, I don't know, maybe we have a little bit of a short-term move to the upside. I mean, we do have a little bit of hidden bullish evidence right there, to be fair, but did my target for that already get hit? It would be $56,000 target. We up to 55.3. Yeah, maybe a short-term move to the upside. Overall, though, I think daily still does come down. Today did close last night as well, and this one's looking a little bit more nasty here. And again, I would certainly not mind another basing off of the 55, which is right around that $50,000 level. Now, of course, that comes into the long-term analysis, and one of the reasons why I'm not long-term bearish on Bitcoin here, meaning that I'm not looking for like a macro reversal, is mostly due to the bi-monthly. As you can see that the bi-monthly does have the topside Toronto band right around where? Basically 48 to 49,000 bucks. And anytime that we have closed above the topside Toronto band on the bi-monthly here, for the history of Bitcoin, we've always retested the topside Toronto band. Actually, in most cases, we even get a backfill in the last bi-monthly open, and that would actually potentially insinuate a range all the way down to low $45,000. So with all of that in mind, you know, I do think that Bitcoin has a little bit of downside here. But ultimately, I do look at this as a major opportunity long term. Jesus fucking Christ, those things are loud. God damn, man. Fuck this refrigerator. Fuck this refrigerator, man. Anyways, looking at this right here, you know, long term, again, it's still very much bullish, but short term, you know, could we come back down this region, not even break structure at all on any of the higher term timeframes and fulfill that narrative once again? Yeah, I do think so. And so I do look at that first and foremost as an opportunity. Of course, we will be having the quarterly, what's it called, closed at the end of this month. And it should be denoted that once again, the quarterly has tested the topside Toronto band, although we don't have as many iterations for this one naturally as it is a 3-month comparison to a bi-month, which barely even has any iterations to begin with as well. But overall, remember, there's one major thing that I've been looking at for Bitcoin that's also kind of put into the bias that I don't think that Bitcoin's you know, trending right now to the upside in any like aggressive way, and that would be the hash ribbons. Or I mean, you know, there's several other things obviously, but looking at the hash ribbons right here, we see a very obvious interplay between the capitulation and the buy signals. Anytime that you get a capitulation signal, typically takes, as we measured out over the weekend, and I'd suggest that you, one, do this yourself, that you can confirm to yourself, and also, or you could just watch the videos from this weekend in the long-term analysis playlist. And what we identified is that between capitulation to buy signal on this indicator typically took about a month, sometimes a little bit more. Now, after the buy signal, when we typically see the continuation phases, well, that typically took about a week to maybe even 2 weeks after that. There were some outliers on both sides there, but for the most part, on most of these iterations, the vast majority did take about about a month between these two signals, and then another week after the buy signal to maybe even 2 weeks. And right now, we do see that we have a capitulation signal. Yes, that was born upon our 26th of April, or sorry, let's actually go to the daily here and see exactly where it was. Yeah, it was right here on the 24th of April. So, you know, could this range go sideways for a little bit longer? Yes, absolutely. I do think that that's what's going on here. And again, you know, I'll go through a few iterations just so that you can see, so that you don't have to take my word exactly for it. But overall, I would really suggest that you do this yourself so you can see, and then you can judge for yourself. You know, you are very much capable, as you are likely a well-adjusted human adult in this world, and able to figure out the YouTube internet. Although that's a low barrier to entry right now. But you can see this one over here, right? We got 28th of October. That's your actual signal. When's your buy signal? Well, that is December. So basically November to December. That's 1 month. And then once you get your buy signal, how long until your next move? Well, your buy signal is right here. That is on the 1st of December. Where's your continuation drive? That's actually 14th of December, exactly 2 weeks after that. We'll go through one more over here. And then again, I don't want to bore you with the details of this, but this one gets capitulation signal right here on the 22nd of May. Where's our buy signal? On the 21st of June. So May, June. Okay, I have to count out my months, about a month right there. And then what happens after that? Well, we get the 22nd of June signal, or sorry, actually the buy signal is technically way the fuck on over here on the 11th of July. So that's actually 2 months in this case. And then from this buy signal to next major move, I'd say that it happens right around here. That's 22nd of July. So that's about a week or so. Now, again, I won't go through all these because I don't want to bore the shit out of you, as we already did this over the weekend, but for the people out there who haven't seen that, I do think that more or less aligns with Bitcoin trading sideways here for a while and then gives another try to the upside. Do I still think that Bitcoin could get to maybe even 6 digits, potentially even this year or maybe within the next year? Yeah, possible, certainly possible, but I wouldn't necessarily, I do think that Bitcoin, more importantly right now, is just going sideways. So I don't think that it's like any sort of a rush to get into a trade here. I mean, let's put things into fucking perspective for a second. This is what absolutely blows my mind about this market. Look, Bitcoin went fucking basically 3x above its prior all-time high from December to where we're at right now in basically April, May, right? without any major significant long-form consolidation and pullback. I mean, we did have a big we did have a big pullback right here, but it wasn't a long-form consolidation. This is our first one, and typically speaking, Bitcoin does like those 2 to 3 month long consolidations, and in this case, I would still remain long-term bullish. Anyways, what's up, new bro? TA Dr. Krown bro, using high leverage with low capital. Thoughts on this strategy? Not good, man. Very, very bad strategy. Look, here's the thing, man. I see these guys try to do this all the time. It was really, really popular with these high frequency trading guys. They would hire like these mathematicians and these programmers to work alongside them being traders, and they try to like figure out exactly like the fucking narrative of the market. And people typically think that like they know the essence of the market because they've learned like about black skulls or something like that, which gives you a pretty damn high fucking hit rate. Problem is though, is that there's actually some shortcomings of that. And with those iterations where those shortcomings are, they typically found themselves in some really, 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 really difficult positions. And what they would do is they actually apply your strategy on that using high leverage with low capital, essentially, seemingly that they don't, bet all that much. But when they actually hit their risk limits, they would get really fucking cleaned out, almost even wiping out a lot of like most of their profits, over their successful times. So they would have like a hit rate of fucking 90 plus, maybe even more than that. I would suspect maybe even like more than that, like 95%. But overall, man. Overall, it was always shortcoming because they didn't have that risk management in place. So what I would say, if you are going to do something like that, make sure that you don't have like a significant amount of positions open. I mean, obviously it's going to be a little bit different for you, as I assume you're probably not high frequency trading, which is really where that edge can like actually shine. But if you are going to use high leverage with low capital, I never really find using high leverage with low capital is honestly like the optimal solution. It's never going to be optimal. What's most optimal is managing your risk proactively in that sense. So what I would say with that is, hey man, why not just be more proactive with managing your risk, and you won't have to worry about that. I mean, it just seems very, very lazy to me to use your liquidation price as some sort of like a stop loss. You're going to pay a liquidation fee, which I believe on like BitMEX and most of those Wild West exchanges are like 17% like per contract, which is fucking insane. I mean, you're giving away free money basically at that point. And at the same point, I mean, it's pretty much arbitrary where you're getting your liquidation anyways. I mean, it's not arbitrary, but it's arbitrary in relationship to the actual price action structure. So you might be getting taken out of a position that could be going in your favor anyways, and using high leverage, you're naturally going to have, a pretty fucking, fast stop loss. So, or not stop loss, but liquidation, which is just ridiculous. It's really not a good way to do things. I strongly suggest that if you are using your liquidation price as a risk management and you're already successful, if you're successful with doing that, if you just learn the basics of risk management and do it proactively, you're going to increase your success a lot more. And if you are the kind of person who's not having success and already doing that, then you already fucking know my answer, right? Anyways, I'll go. I realized that I missed something at the very beginning of this chat as well. I'll try to pull it back up right now, but this is why it's difficult if you do talk about something at the very, very beginning here. Let's see if I can pull it back up, and it looks like I can't, unfortunately. So I forget who that was. I'm just trying to pull it up right now. We can look at Dixie. I see someone asked about Dixie really, really quick. Yeah, we can look at Dixie. Okay, so we are getting, we did get that bounce off of 90.5. Hey, not bad. Every once in a while, that TA bullshit, it actually works. And I'd be looking for some upside here, man. I think that the weekly's in a bit of a higher low positioning. I'd give it a chance to rally back up to about 91.69, maybe even all the way up to about 91.85 region, and then judge from there. But short and medium term, yep, I'm looking for some upside right here. It looks like a good low to me. It looks like another higher low to me as well. And this is putting in a bit of a short-term reversal on expanding volatility. So I do like that actually for at the very least, a short to medium term move to the upside, probably maybe even around $92. But ultimately, I do think that this actually will pull through. And I'm not really bearish on Dixie long-term, to be fair. Let's actually go quickly reference the monthly just to see. Okay, maybe I am bearish on it long-term. Okay, fair enough. But at least on the short and medium term, I would be looking for a short move to the upside, maybe just around like 91.80 to 91.90ish region, and then judge from there. Above the last local high that we see at 93.25, I'd be massively bullish, looking for big moves long term towards 99 plus. But for right now, I think this one is a bit in limbo, so I'm a little bit hesitant to judge the more long-term of it. There he is, Mr. Derek, yeah, my fucking man. Always love seeing him in the chats, but kind of hard to... Paper plates is the most American thing ever. I know. When I was living alone, I would get plastic fucking plates that I just reuse all the time. It was great, man. Never had to clean shit. Oh, Elsa says it's gross, but you're gross for not being as wasteful, I guess. Meccan says Elon Musk is on SNL on Sunday. What's up, Meccan, by the way? Yeah, man, you know, another thing that's a little bit concerning, I do think that Dogecoin probably sees a bit of a, at the very least, medium term top somewhere around that event. You know, you've seen a lot of people get very irrational leading into this. People are expecting that Elon is going to talk about fucking Dogecoin, I don't know, it's going to be integrated into like Neuralink, whatever the fuck, you know, something like that. I imagine we probably do see a pullback after that. Put those fucking plates away, Jesus Christ. Anyways, can I super chat Dogecoin? I actually don't have a I don't have Dogecoin. Hey, what the fuck? Don't break my Santa Claus glass, you asshole. Seriously. Oh my, what is wrong with you? Elsa is, she's violent today, and honestly, she needs to stop. Okay, actually, I found it. Michael Crook says, could you check out MVIS at 1 and 4 hour? Sure, man. All right, yeah, we can look at Microvision on the hourly and 4 hour. Monthly says shitty as fuck, but if you just want the 4 hour, yeah, we can look at that. 4 hours got a little bit of a... Actually, let's go down to the hourly. I'd be looking for short-term downside here. Hidden bearish divergence on the last hourly high. I'd be looking for a short-term move back down to about 1365 region. Probably a bounce there. I don't have any opinion on it after that. Long-term, shitty as fuck, however. Very, very shitty as fuck, actually. But short-term, a little bit of downside, and very likely a bounce implied at those levels, and then we'll come back to it after that, perhaps, if necessary. Let's see. Robert Daru says, hey, Krown, what's up, man? Could you take a look at YFI BTC Binance daily when you get a chance? Sure, man. YFI. Again, I would sincerely appreciate it if we just waited a little bit, but all good, man. I suppose we can make it work for today. It's not the biggest deal of all time. All right, so YFI BTC specifically, and you're looking at the daily is what you want to look at? Okay. This one's pulling through the corner right here. I do like it above all major move, or except for the 200 exponential average, but here, you know, what do we have right here? We have a trend reversal on the daily, obviously. Daily RSI telling the story, getting back in the bullish control zone alongside daily TSI turning up. I think this one's getting ready to run to the 200 exponential average on the daily here, which is 1.04 region. So that's actually quite a fair bit of money, seeing as this is against the Bitcoin pairing. All right, not bad. Long term, however, do we got problems here? Yeah, fuck yeah, we got problems. I mean, that is still going to be a lower high overall, to be fair, but at least some short-term upside in this case. Let's see. Scott Carney says ALYI. ALYI. All right. ALYI. What is this thing again? Alternate. Yeah, you keep on asking about this one. Trades OTC. We got some OTC garbage over here. This is great. Short-term down. Yes, indeed. I'd be looking for, well, let's see. You're looking at daily and 4 hour. 4 hour, I'd be looking for it to come back down and base around like 41 cent, or sorry, not 41 cent. 4.1 cent. How about that? And a bit of a bounce there. Long term, do I think this one's toppy? Yep, I do. I do think it's actually rather toppy. It looks like we even hit our blue box target over here, and directly down after that. Fucking nasty. Yeah, I'd be looking for this one to base a little bit lower. Long term, could it be okay though? I'm skeptical on this chart, to be fair. I'm very skeptical on this chart, so I think I'll hold off on saying anything more than that for right now. All right, let me scroll through and let me methodically work my way through this baby. All right, new 510 says, can we look at Charlie Lee's Litecoin, Litecoin 4 hour daily? All right. Litecoin looks bullish as fuck to me yesterday. Let's see if it's bullish as fuck today. It is bullish as fuck today. Wow, is this crazy? Is this another one of those consolidations right below your prior all-time high with a breakout leading into new all-time highs off of hidden bullish divergence plus weekly TSI turning up? You literally just saw the same goddamn signal on Mr. Buterol. Would I be looking for this thing to, or Litecoin, this thing to follow in those footsteps? Yeah, something very, very similar, very likely going on right here. We saw the same thing in Bitcoin, same thing in Link, same thing in Ethereum, same thing in, well, I guess Monero has it going on as well. But those seem to be the trades right now as they are moving, and they are moving fucking significantly. And this one is no different. I would be very, very bullish on this one. For continuation, long term, which I know you didn't ask for, I think I said somewhere around like a $500 target. I would still stick with that. I don't really have any real reason to let go of that. That's even the 272, which this market has been overshooting these targets, to the more bullish, varieties of these. So I'd even say $500 is extremely likely, and very likely more than that over time, if this thing is going to follow the rest of the market, which it seemingly is. But daily is just freshly breaking out. I'd be looking for, we already played off the 414 right here. So yeah, man, it's free skies for right now. It's in price discovery. Next sort of short-term, or I guess medium-term relevant area would be about 440 to 450-ish region. After that, I'm looking at 500, and this one looks really fucking good here. I mean, again, it's literally the same fucking signals that we've seen across the board on all of these babies going moon mode and beyond. Let's see. All right, what else do we have over here? We got Eli back, says Mimi coin, please. LOL. Is Mimi coin a thing? I think it is. I think it is a thing, actually. It is a thing. Holy fuck. We got Mimi USDT on Poloniex, so actually it's rather new. That's strange. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting something a little bit more. I was expecting something a little bit different, in fact. I don't have an opinion on this, man. This one trades very bizarrely. Yeah, look at this, man. On the 4 hour, you can see that this thing very, 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 very rarely trades. Is there maybe a better time frame? I mean, we do have a little bit of bullish evidence come off that last low. I'm inclined to say that the daily does bounce here, probably back up short term towards about 1920-ish region. Daily TSI is turning up, but not in the bullish buy zone, so I wouldn't look at that as like a major signal. Overall, though, what time frame did you give? You did not give a time frame. I suppose I'd just be short-term bullish on this, but not really willing to talk about the long-term, as I just don't feel comfortable on something that barely trades on a mostly irrelevant dustbin of an exchange. Anyways, moving on, we got Bitcoin Delphine, my dearest Delphine. I love you, sir. Have a sippy sip. Actually, I forgot my sippy sip cup. It's over on the table over there, but that's okay. I actually don't need it right now. I had plenty of coffee this morning, and why didn't get the... Yes, I want it, sir. Do something useful, please. Except for clacking and clanging your goddamn pans. There we go. All right, that's a good slave. Whoa! Holy fuck! You can't use my own weapons against me. Anyways, Rami says, sup, Krown. What's up? What's up, Rami? Hope you're having a good day. I am having a decent day thus far. How are you doing, sir? Can you look at VRSN on the daily weekly? Looks prime for a breakout. Okay, VRSN. Yeah, VRSN. Okay, VeriSign. All right, on Nasdaq. This is this thing looks real. Thank you, Senor Fuckface. We love each other very much, except for in the mornings. Looks bullish on the higher term timeframes, but oh yeah, you are on the higher term timeframes. This to me is actually breaking out. Well, no, maybe it's not breaking out just yet. Let's see. Where are we at right there? We're pretty much right at that pivot. I do think that this one will naturally break out, though. We got a lot of things pointing to the north side. We got weekly TSI back in the bullish buy zone. We got weekly RSI testing the bullish control zone. I do think it will initially push back, so I don't think it's ready exactly right now. Maybe a short-term pullback, maybe back down to like 215. But overall, this does this one continue on to the upside and break out? Yes, I do think so. Golden cross on the daily, and I think the weekly has one. Well, the weekly never got death cross, so fair enough. I mean, very, very good chart long term, extremely good chart long term. I mean, this is like the actually, well, I mean, it is retesting those prior time highs, so it's still pretty damn good. You do see a bit of an ascending triangle going on right here, so long-term accumulation is implied essentially, and you can make a target based off that 172 to about 220-ish region. What's that? About $50 between the two, so about 250 to 270 is where I'd be looking towards on this one long-term. The question is it ready to break out like right here, right now? I don't think it is ready exactly at this moment. I think it pulls back a little bit first and then gets picked up once again. All right, let's see what else we got. Oh, Jesus Christ, man, my fucking list just skipped on me. Motherfucker, Streamlabs, you bastard, you absolute bastard. But I found it. Side Hustle Challenge says, hey mate, hello mate, how you doing mate? Thoughts on Nano USDT 4 hour daily? It always feels wrong saying mate as an American, but you know what? I like it. I like that terminology. It just doesn't sound good with an American accent, I don't think. Anyways, this thing looks like it's popping above the corner too. Here was the big bullish sign back above these highs that you saw from May 2019. It's just been continuation ever since. I see a very similar signature here that we even spoke about on Litecoin and Ethereum, for example. A consolidation around your prior time highs. I would be generally bullish over the long term, but you're not asking about the long term. You're asking about the 4 hour and the daily. And the 4 hour right here just stair stepped its way up, looking generally good, generally healthy. 4 hour, do we have a short term pullback? No, actually, and if anything, we got a 4 hour short term local low perhaps in the making. Confirmation above the last 4 hour high, which is 9.32, we'll call it, and then I'd be looking for a reapproach of the highs in this rally. I don't know if this one's ready to trend once again to the upside, but overall this one is just following, and I do more or less favor it right here. I would certainly not be surprised at all to see this thing back above $15 over the next over the next month or two. It's following the market and it's looking more or less good. It's acting okay here, reapproaching those prior time highs. Ascending Hero says, Crowns ascendings. Could you check H bar USD mid to long term? Okay, H bar USD. Hedera hash graph. All right, Hedera hash graph. Weekly is okay, but you didn't ask about that. Daily looks very similar to Bitcoin. I'll be looking for short term down, 25.5 cent. Likely a bounce around there. Let's see what the 4 hour says, as you asked about short term as well. Well, I mean, short-term kind of same thing as Bitcoin. Maybe a short-term bounce first. Short-term bounce back up somewhere around 30 cents is certainly not out of the question. But I do think that the daily does get one more drive down, and then we get to and then we get to play the game of does this one actually want to turn down or not? But daily TSI is going to seemingly have a chance to cross to the downside with any sort of a closure below 27.8, which it's about a cent away from, a little bit less than a cent away from right now. And again, that will imply a retest of these lows right here. Doesn't necessarily imply a break of them, but daily RSI is still somewhat healthy long term, so I generally just give it a chance to kind of base out here. If you're on the very short term time frame, so to play at a short term bounce first, maybe up to like I said, what was it, like 30 cents or so? Yeah, 30 cents is certainly not out of the question. So fair enough on that one too. All right, cool. Let's see what we have here. Crypto Angel says, Mr. C, hello, Mr. Angel or Mrs. Angel, Miss Angel or Mrs. Angel. What kind of angel are you? It's a crypto angel, baby. Can you check out Theta? Yeah, Theta symbol. I think it's just symbol Theta, actually. Can I spell it though? That's a real question. All right, no time frame given, no base pair given. I'm going with the daily, and I'm going with the US dollar here. Let's see, daily. I'd be looking for this one to push down as well. Somewhere around the 89 is where I'd be looking towards. A little bit of bearish divergence on that last high, to be fair, but not anything too concerning. Daily TSI is technically turning to the downside right at the edge of the zero read. I typically will favor another downside push based upon that. And in this case, short-term timeframes, yeah, already kind of got that bounce, which we just spoke about, was looking very similar to the last chart that we looked at, and of course Bitcoin as well. So ultimately, I do think that this one will follow suit, and very likely does play out a little bit of downside here. Long-term though, do I hate it? No, I'm not going to hate a chart that looks like this. Is in fact one of the most impressive charts that I've seen. It's very, 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 very impressive over a long period of time, or at least the history that we do have going back to June 2018. Long term, I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing pop back up and test around 14.5 and beyond to the upside. It looks decent, man. Or girl, or angel. I'll just call you Angel. Michael Crook says, oh, nope, we already looked at MVIS, so I think we're just swinging back around to that. I see Caretaker. What's up, Caretaker? Pedro's in the house as well. BG, I see you, sir. Is Mr. Nimbo here too? Is Mr. Nimbo in the house? I don't know. Adios. Oh, I see what you did there. Adios. Clever, very clever. Hey, Krown, can you please check out Super Farm on the daily and 4 hour? Okay, Super Farm. I'm just going to type it in and see if anything pops up. Hey, there we go. All right, we got Super Farm right here. Let's go to, I don't know, HitBTC versus Tether. Weekly, very, very little history here, man. I do not trust the history on this. This thing, okay, this exchange is just fucking bogus right here. Hold on, can we find something that actually has some goddamn history on this bitch? Super, USD, maybe Binance? I guess, okay, this chart looks a little bit more flowing. No, I don't. I mean, only goes down here, just lower high after lower high, hitting bearish divergence on that last time, man. I actually think this thing comes back down below $2. It looks like maybe there's more history somewhere else, but for the history that we do, I know that this is Elio's project, right? For the history that we do have, actually, am not a big fan of it, but I'm inclined to say that there's maybe more history involved in this one, which could definitely change my mind on it. But for right now, does not look the best, does not look like the picture of health and fitness on the daily. Here's what I can tell you though. There's a very obvious pivot to the upside. It's right here, right above this 271 high. If you do take out that 271 high on a daily closure, then that is going to be a massive, massive, massive continuation signal to the upside. I'll be looking at moves towards 375 and probably beyond. I mean, probably really like 420-ish region and beyond. But for right now, pressure down, certainly. But again, not a whole hell of a lot of history here. So I always feel like it's relevant to kind of talk about that in the sense that, hey, we really want to see like years of history, not just like a month. I mean, this is quite literally, yeah, about a little bit more than a month now. All right, Hambone, what's up, Mr. Hambone? My favorite S coin, B Pro BTC 4 hour daily. All right, let's see it, sir. Let's see it. BEPRO, and you're looking at Bitcoin, actually versus Bitcoin. All right, on Cutcoin, cool, man. Cool story, bro. On fucking Cutcoin. Wow, this is a very unimpressive chart long term. To be fair though, I actually have kind of joined the general rally, I suppose, here. Hidden bearish divergence off that last high, but that's reasonably already played out. I mean, that's a pretty fucking big move right there, to be fair. Let's actually measure it out just to see. Okay, that's a 32% move. Look, I I don't want to give you the wrong idea. When you get 2 drives of hidden bearish divergence, I don't always look for a goddamn 32% move. Maybe like a 2% move would be good enough for me anyways. Let's see. Under a little bit of pressure here, to be fair, but Here's what I can say. Yeah, short-term timeframes are bearish. Even another drive of hidden bearish evidence right there. Wouldn't be surprised to see this thing try another base at around 21 to 2150-ish region, but I would give it a chance long-term just because that is the general feeling within this market right now. But short-term downside is implied here. Okay, yeah, US about the 4 hour daily. I'd give the 4 hour a chance first, but yes, short-term downside, and then see if it bases there, and if it does that, I actually would be massively bullish on it more long-term. But the daily is not as obvious just yet. The obvious thing on the daily would be a daily closure below 2100. Very fucking bad, implying moves back down probably to the 200 simple in this case at about 1100. It'd be very, very nasty if that does indeed happen. But for right now, sideways above 2100 is actually pretty damn bullish. But yeah, short term does very likely come down. All right, Go Lucky says, hi, bro. I bought 1 million doggies. Can you advise on how to dump? You just press the red button, sir. It's as easy as that. I bought it. You're a Dogecoin millionaire. Holy shit. Nice one, man. Congratulations. But yeah, again, if you want to dump, if you would like to let go of your positions, you just simply press the red button that says sell, or whatever your language's equivalent of sell is. It's that simple. Learn to sell in 2 easy steps. Find the red button. Press the red button. There you go. Mr. Phi says, sir, is there any scenario reason to leverage if you have capital to go in with size you're happy with? Okay, so basically 3,000 versus 3x 1,000. Thanks, sir. Okay, so the question is, let's see if I understand this properly. And I actually really like questions like this, like more theoretical questions, because it really causes me to like think. Not that the other ones don't, but you know, analysis is analysis. This is like a real question. Okay, so is there a scenario to leverage if you already have the capital to go in with the size you're happy with? So let's say that I want to be trading 1,000, or sorry, let's say that I want to be trading like 1 million size, you know, notational in dollars. Okay, so would it be, and let's say I have $100 million in my bank account, and I'm going to be trading size at 1 million per basically trade. Well, would it make sense to do that on leverage or just to use my account? If you're long-term minded and you're long-term hodling, it could make more sense to just do that and fully back yourself. The reason why I say that is because, well, it's more of like a long-term trade. Leverage is useful, especially when you want to hedge yourself and not put up as much equity as as your main positions. That can be very, very useful, and you can find out a lot of really cool strategies with that. So there is scenarios where that would make sense. Yes, there's scenarios where both of them will make more sense than the other one. Of course, it could be that if you already have enough money to put on your positional sizes and manage those going forwards, trading derivative contracts against that, which I don't know if that's part of this conversation that you're specifically bringing up, but that would be a scenario where it could make more sense to do that, because you'll obviously want to be splitting things up, and it's more of like a trader's playbook rather than like an investor's playbook. So if you're an investor, could it make sense? Yeah, could certainly make sense, absolutely. If you're a trader, a little bit less so, and also it could be that in the case that there is also one other obvious thing as well, just protection wise, like equity protection wise. Let's say you go in with that size. Well, what happens if let's say you just get the fucking rug pulled out under you, and you see one of those charts where it goes down 90% in a fucking minute, something like that, right? Well, in that case, obviously doing it on leverage would have been a better idea, just because then your losses are somewhat limited in comparison to if you put it all in the fucking line there. So it does depend, and there are scenarios. Yes, for my purposes, I have always traded on leverage. I've actually never traded on just straight up spot ever, actually, which is kind of funny. When I first came into trading, I started off as a professional on Arca, so you have to use leverage in order to take a short. You have to use leverage in order to put on options positions. So yeah, for me, I'm always going to do that. But are there scenarios on the other side where it wouldn't make sense? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. To answer your question in a very long roundabout way, apologies for that, man. Adiu says, also, can you check out SXP USDT on the hourly and 4 hour? Okay, SXP, whoops, there we go, USD. And then there's also like cost of carry for those leverage trades as well. Like you pay a funding rate, typically speaking. So that could also be something to consider as well. Especially if you're holding for like a very long term, maybe that adds up over time and you don't want to deal with that. could be a consideration. Absolutely. All right. Anyways, SXP, and you're looking at the 4-hour and daily. 4-hour looks good for a higher low right here. I'd be looking for a short-term move back up to about 533 region. Daily, I'm not as big of a fan of. I'm actually not as big of a fan. Let's get rid of the trend lines for right now and just pull this baby back. Okay, so I do like it long term. Very, very good long term chart. Short term, however, well, you could argue that we've already kind of played out that downside move. Let's see what the weekly looks like here. Yeah, okay, so the obvious trade to me is if this thing comes back down to like 405, I look for a bounce there. The question is, do we get a move down there? Where would that be around over here? It doesn't really even register on the daily, to be fair. Very interesting. Very interesting. Obviously, we have some bearish divergence on this high, but my easy move on that one already played out to the 21, so... And let's actually see how big of a move that was to begin with. About 22.5%. That's just ridiculous. That's fucking ridiculous. I'm inclined to say a little bit of short-term down, long-term continuation to the upside. I'm in no way, shape, or form bearish on this one on the macro. The question to me is, does it play out a short-term move to the downside first? And I'm inclined to say yes. Anywhere down around like low $4, 420, or sorry, was it 410? I think it was like 410 to 420, or yeah, about 410ish, we'll just say. All right, cool. Hex Outlaw, what's up, man? Can you check Hexer? Sure. All right, I'll bite. I'll bite. Let's see. Hex versus $1. I guess maybe Uniswap actually might be the one to go to. 4-hour and daily, please. It's been breaking out, looking for possible targets. Thanks again, bruv. I mean, it is certainly breaking out. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for all the Hex haters, and again, this is not a commentary on the underlying technology of Hex. As far as charts go, it's a good chart. Very fucking good chart. Very fucking good chart. Again, this market analysis trumps all, and this baby is moving as well. I'll be looking for this one to continue with new highs on this run. Weekly still looks good to me as well. Any sort of a move back down to about 2.5 cent is a likely bounce area on the weekly. Even the 4 hours continuation here too, it is getting a little bit frothy in the short-term time frames, but I'm inclined to say that we have one more drive continuation at the very least before a short to medium term pullback. Is there a long-term target to be made on something like this? I mean, it's just, we don't have a whole hell of a lot of history here to really be going off of, but I do suspect that we can do something like this in this case, just because it is one just massive higher low structure right here. And let's see what we got. Let's see, big areas between about 4.5 to 5 cent is where I'd be looking at for potentially like a long-term target and potentially even a major top. But at least for right now, I'd just be following the market. Again, do I express major concern with the way that this operates from an underlying market dynamics perspective? Fucking yes, I do. I mean, look at this right here, man. Where's all this? Who turned on the fucking volumizer bot right here? This should be a massive red flag for some sort of fuckery going on long term. You typically don't see that sort of a read in more legitimate assets. Not that I'm saying that this one is not. I'm not the person to comment on that, but I'd say that this is rather concerning to put it very bluntly. But right now, market analysis does trump all, and I do think that this one has new highs to make, and yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing at 4+ cents over time. All right, cool. Let's see, Mr. Rubio, one harmony, please. All right, no time frame given, no base pair given, as usual from you, Mr. Rubio, but that's okay. I will make it up for you. All right, let's look at a daily right here. Again, daily very similar to Bitcoin. Hidden bearish divergence off that last high. I'd be looking for a move down to 10.5 cent region. If we go down to a 4-hour, do we get a short-term pop up first? Maybe back up to like 13.5 first, but overall, I favor the downside here, especially as long as this thing's below about 15 40 cents, 15 spot 40 is what I'm trying to say, cents. I favor the medium term downside here. All right, cool. Mr. New Bros back in. Is Elsa still getting paid 5 nanos an hour? No, we upped her to 10 nanos an hour, but we're actually gonna have to bring that back down now that nano's rallying. Pay her what she's actually fucking worth, huh? Anyways, that seems like it's getting pricey. It is, man. I can't afford these goddamn chicken tendies no longer. Time for a new girlfriend. Jay Burden says Ren USD. Just kidding, sir. Just kidding, sir. I don't know if she can hear me right now. All right, Ren USD, and no time frames given once again, as usual. Let's see. Very, very similar chart right here. Hidden bearish divergence off that last high. I do think that this one does come back down to base off the 200 exponential average, about 75 cents or so, 75 to 76 cent. 4-hour is the same shit as the other ones as well. Short term, a little bit of a pop up. Wouldn't be surprised to see it tag maybe even 95 cents, but long term, or not long term, but medium term, I do think that it comes back down. Bases around that region. region, and then we get a chance to the upside once again. I do like this one long term. I don't think that this is in no way, shape, or form a bad chart long term. It's a very good chart long term, and I wouldn't be surprised to see this one reapproach the prior highs and maybe even make new all-time highs. But short term, does it show a little bit of downside? Yeah, I do think so. I do think so, sir. All right, let's see what else we got. La Major 23 says, Lena, no one's asked about Link today. No one's asked about Link. Sir, would you like to say something to the microphone? Yes. She's very shy today.
Yep.
Ball sack. All right, Lena USD 4 hour and tail. What are you doing? Get out of my face, sir.
Balls deep.
She just learned her first balls deep. It's so cute. How fast they grow up when they're learning English. No, do not throw things at me, sir. Do not fucking throw things at me. Those are my used underwears. And I had some really bad shits in those ones too. Anyways, all right, Lena USD 4 hour daily, please. All right, we got 4 hour. Again, very, very similar chart to the other ones that we've seen. 4 hour, could very easily pop back up to like 11.25 region. Daily, I'm more inclined to look for some downside from here. I'm more inclined to look for a move down to just below or just around like 9.25 region, not 9.25 cents, that is. All right, cool. Okay, sweet. We got TN, Mr. TN. How you doing, sir? Hey, Krown. Hello, TN. Lurker for 3 plus fucking years, man. And you haven't said hello? That's offensive. Just kidding, man. It's all good. I understand that lurking is a lifestyle, man. I lurk several channels as well, and like some of my favorite people on the internet, I just lurk them. I've never even made an attempt to talk with them. Anyways, all good, brother. All good. You're an OG of this cave. You've been around here for three plus years. That might as well be that might as well be the beginning. And you look at BCH BTC on the daily. Sure. All right, let's see what we got on Bcash versus Bitcoin. And I guess on this one, we'll go to Coinbase, actually, just because Coinbase should have the history here, as this one actually did list Bcash right off the bat, I believe. A daily, I like it. I like it a lot, actually, on the daily. It's turning the corner right now. Got a daily uptrend. The golden cross on the daily will inevitably be happening as long as this thing just doesn't come back down below, like, I mean, even like 1540, which is your last major low here. I have to favor this one long term, man. For all the people who hate Bcash out there, hey, I'm not saying that you're wrong about it, but it does have some upside. Again, market analysis trumps all. There is no such thing as fundamentals right now. Daily continues to go up, daily TSI continuing to go up, daily RSI continuing with the run as well. I'd be looking at the next sort of targeted region somewhere around the next weekly pivot, which is going to be short-term 2180-ish region. Yeah, around 2180-ish to maybe even 2300-ish region. Looks good, at least in the short term here. I do think it has a little bit more upside. I would be on lower high watch anywhere between about 23 and 2600-ish region. I don't have a strong opinion on that just yet. I do have a strong opinion on this one, continuing with a long-term downtrend, however. But short-term, yeah, still has a little bit of upside there. What's up, Crypto Daniel? I see you, sir. I see you. Mr. Yasek, there he is. Good morning to you, man. Very good morning to you. Top of the morning to you, even. Oh, shit, I lost my place once again. Let's try to figure out where the fuck I just left off. Oh, my God. There's a lot of comments today. Holy fook. Holy shit. What the fuck? What the fuck? Zeke says, good morning, Sir Krown. Good morning, Mr. Zeeks. Zeke is actually an American name as well, but it's like a hillbilly name, which I'm guessing based off your euros is you're probably not that person. Anyways, thoughts on HG1. So this is some sort of traditional markets futures, I'm guessing. HOMAG. Okay, I'm saying HOMAG. Okay, HOMAG. Gotta be real careful. Okay, you're looking at this. Copper futures. Looking good here. Hidden bullish divergence off the last weekly low. Obviously, this is generally played out. I mean, this is massively new highs off to that. So this one's really fucking aggressive here. Okay, look, you're at your prior all-time high. It is a classic move to have a quick sell-off after your prior all-time high. In this case, I would probably be of the same opinion. I mean, this move has certainly played out right here. It is making new highs on the RSI, to be fair, and I do think that this one will break this area over time, but does it play out a short-term pullback first? Well, hold on. Actually, I've missed this. Last week, we've already got this pullback, so fair enough. I think it's ready to go. I think it's ready to go, man. Monthly is bullish as fuck. I think this baby is ready to break to the upside. You see a clear and obvious long-term, very long-term accumulation in this area right here over the last. Oh my God. Okay, this is very impressive. These copper futures have been accumulated ever since like '08. This is incredibly impressive. Extremely good chart right here. I actually do think that it's ready to break to the upside. There will be pullbacks, obviously, but all higher term timeframes are massively fucking bullish. Daily's just continuing through here as well. Daily RSI telling the story. I think this one's breaking out like right here, right now. Actually, it looks good. It looks very, very good. Mr. Zeeks. Razor says, can we look at lumber futures? Tell me the lumber. I need the ticker for that because I actually don't know. I've never traded lumber futures myself. I'm going to guess it's LM1. Nope, it's not. Let's see. What if I type in lumber? Lumber. We got lumber liquidators. Let's see. What if I type in that? Nope. What if I go to futures over here? Random length lumber futures. I don't know okay, I'd have to ask your clarification for exactly which ticker you want to look at, sir. I'm happy to look at it. I just don't know exactly which one that you want to look at. Oh, Mr. Plums is here. Is Mr. Plums in here? Where the fuck is Mr. Plums? All right. AVRCE says apps daily weekly. Okay. This sounds interesting. Apps daily weekly. I'm guessing it's this. Yeah, I don't see any cryptos here, so it's probably this one on Nasdaq. So a real stock we got. Daily, not looking super hot. Weekly also not looking super hot. I'm inclined to say that this one likely does turn down in this region. Probably long-term target of like 51 and a quarter. Let's see where we are on the macro scale. Pull this way back. Oh yeah, man, this one's gone on a fucking ride there. Holy shit. I think this one pulls back to the 10 simple on the monthly here, and the weekly would be even a little bit lower than that. I'd give this one. I'd be looking downside on this one, down to about what is this 55 and a quarter region, maybe low over time. But long term, very good, very fucking good. Just similar to Bitcoin, it's had a fucking phenomenal run right here. I'd be looking for a bit of a pullback, sideways action. I think it's done, trending for the time being. I think it's time to trade sideways and be boring as hell for a little bit of time. Hunada, what's up, Hunada? It's been a while, man. Hey, bro, it's Lazy Tech. Lazy fucking Tech boy. There he is from the Bay. How you doing, brother? Good to see you, brother. Can you look at Oh my God, man. I remember you asking about WWE 3 fucking years ago. Let's see where it is now, because I remember it was bullish as hell, as all fuck over here when you were asking about it. Oh my God, man. Yeah, you had a phenomenal run right there. Now, this one is going back into consolidation, it looks like, on the monthly, but let's see, what time frame are you looking at? You sold at $71. Okay, so you sold a very respectful low. Yeah, you sold the reversal. That's a really fucking mature trading decision right there. Really fucking well done, man. That is very, very impressive. Now it's just going through consolidation. I actually do think that this one will continue long term. All momentum oscillators on the monthly do look good. It's just, medium term and weekly consolidation. I'd be looking for it to play in a range actually exactly where it's at right now to the upside versus basically our rising bottoms coming in somewhere right around here between about let's call it like $59 versus about $37 to the downside. Just jumped back in, but questioning my move. Any thoughts? I don't think that this is the time to jump back in. You just got 1, 2, 3 drives of bearish divergence on the weekly right here. I'm inclined to say that this one just trades sideways in a range for a while now. It had a pretty phenomenal run, similar over here. I don't think that the thing's ready to trend once again. If we go down to the daily, let's see. Yeah, daily's turning down. I'd be looking for this one to come down short term, maybe like 51 and a half region, and then more long term, I'd be looking for it to just fill out this space. Very, very long term macro. I actually really do like it, and I do think that it gets another try to the upside. But for right now, sideways and boring as fuck for a while, I'd imagine. All right, let's see. Pablo Sal says, "Hello, Krown. What's up, Mr. Pablo? AMD, please. Chip shortage is crazy. It is indeed crazy, man. I looked at the price of my 3090 Ti RTX, and it's like double. It's like fucking double. It's basically an investment nowadays. Okay, so yeah, AMD. We do look a little bit top here on the monthly. Yeah, weekly is going to trade in a range here. I'd be looking for it to just kind of go to and fro. between this area and this area right now. Seeing as we just kind of tested the bottom side of this range, I'd probably be looking for a bounce here and try again to the upside. But long term, I'd just be looking for sideways for a little bit. Yeah, daily can very easily come back down about $75, but I'd be looking for a bounce there. I don't think that this thing is long term done, but similar to Bitcoin and a lot of the other assets that we looked at today, you know, this run is just a phenomenally impressive run going all the way back to January 2016. Just straight up. This is straight fucking up, man. Straight fucking up. Do I think that we could play a move down to the 21 here on the monthly? Yeah, and it still wouldn't even register as anything bad on the macro scale. Long term, I think that this could have some more upside, but that is one hell of a chart. That is one fucking hell of a chart right there. Jesus, man. That's 5 straight years of just melt. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. So yeah, man, to wrap it up, you know, I do think it based off around this level a little bit more. Probably trade sideways for a bit and then gives another try to the upside. I'm sure someone will tell you that this is a head and shoulders right here. You know, you could maybe look at this as a head and shoulders. I don't think it plays as one though. Volume signature would work out. Shape is a little bit strange for that working out in my experience. I would not call it such, but I'd just be looking for sideways here, man, and a little bit of short-term downside. Okay, let's see. Who else do we have? Mr. Saeed. How you doing, Mr. Saeed? Bruh, Krown, Fua. Oh my god. Every time I go into fucking Discord now, I see this is not financial device or advice. It's like, what has my life become? We are worshiping a dead bodybuilder. This is very strange. This is very strange behavior, guys. But you know what? I'm in, man. Fucking call me Krown Z's bra or whatever the fuck. If you don't understand the reference, in the Discord there has been a takeover led by Mr. Pena, who is who incessantly posts these gifs of, how do I describe this? A Australian youngly deceased but very impressive. He's a very handsome man. He's a very handsome man actually. Bodybuilder, or I guess bodybuilder, who's known as Z's, and now everyone has started using this Fua. I guess that's what you say. It's like, it must be so fucking confusing for someone new coming in the Discord, and like they're like, yeah man, I'm gonna get in this technical analysis program, I'm gonna learn something good, and I'm gonna learn how to trade. And then what do you get fucking plastered with as soon as you get in there? It's fucking Pena posting Fua, and like some half naked, very handsome guy, though I will say, he's very impressive guy, like fist pumping, and then Pena will post like a chart. It's actually very you know what, I like it. I fucking support all of this shit. It's great. It's fucking great, man. I want to change the team. Elsa, you're out. Z's, you're in. Give me a fucking picture to masturbate to at night, because I'm fucking down, baby. Let's see. All right, sorry, Saeed actually has a question here. Bruh, Krown, Fua. All right. Thoughts on Link USD $50 target hit. All right, let's see. So it appears that we have hit the $50 target. That's crazy. I guess not so crazy. This is probably one of the best charts in cryptocurrency land. Here we go. Do we hit it? Yes, we hit it. Holy fook. Fua, sir. We have a Fua chart right here. Oh my god, man. Oh my fucking god, man. Yeah, this is a very impressive chart right here. You know, I don't think it's done either, man. I don't think that this is even going to be like a major high at the $50 level. I think it's going to be like a short-term high. Maybe let's go down to a 4-hour. Yeah, it looks like we already kind of played off that level. You see a couple of wicks within this region, played a little bit of sideways for about half a day, but I think this one's got more upside, man. It's looking good. It's looking very good. Continuation is implied here. Hidden bullish evidence off that last low. That's already played out, but daily RSI tells a story. Daily TSI freshly turning up. Both of these have plenty more to the upside, man. I'm bullish on this thing. It's so fucking crazy to me, man. I've been singing Link's praises ever since 2018, summer of 2018. I've been calling it one of the best, or I've been calling it the best chart in cryptocurrency land. I've never bought a single fucking one. I don't trade altcoins for the most part, but if I did have to invest in one, this one would have been it. And I feel like a fucking moron for not buying it when I was singing its praises over here, man. It's gonna go for more, man. It's extremely likely to go for more in this case. I don't think that 51 is going to be anything more than like a short-term pullback region. Played off the 618 pretty damn well this far, but ultimately I would not be surprised to see this thing make a deeper dive into the 50s. Somewhere around 58 to $60 is where I'd be looking towards. more medium to long term. I mean, this is just continuation right here. This is a fucking melt, baby. It's a fucking melt to the upside. You got your fuwa's worth right there, brother. All right, let's see. Frankie Corsetti says, can you check my pet rock Digibyte UST? Gracias. Sure, mi amigo. I will do that. Look, the market's fucking bullish, man. I'm probably going to be bullish on this one too. Yep, I'd be bullish on this one. That's pretty impressive right there. In fact, actually, this would be the pullback that I'm looking for. I'd be looking for a bounce right here just based off the weekly. I'd be looking for a bounce right fucking here. However, there is one major concerning thing. One major concerning thing. If you see a break below the 21 on a daily closure, any sort of a break below there, I will be looking for this jewel signal to play out. I'm hesitant to look at this jewel signal as playable. The reason being because it's still in an uptrend right now and it's not broken structure at all. Below about 12.5 cents, it will break structure, and I will be looking for, at the very least, a nice move down to about 10 cents, a little bit around 10 cents region. But for right now, I'd generally be looking for this one to pop back up. I think it's generally looking good and generally going to follow the rest of the market. And I mean, it's hard to hate a chart like that just goes straight to the fucking upside. All right, best sleep of my life. Holy fuck. Best sleep of my life. We need to talk because I need some more of that in my life. Actually, I've actually started drinking sleeping tea and it actually works pretty well. Qdom beat. Oh my God. Qdom. Wow. Holy shit, it's got to be 3 years plus since I've heard this one being even spoken about. I'd be looking for a short term, or I don't know about short term on a weekly. Let's go to a daily for a second here. Yeah, kind of have to be bullish coming out of this base right here. I'd probably be looking for another test of like 33. I do not think that this thing, or is this thing reversing for the long term? No, we do not have a higher high just yet. Here's where I'd get macro bullish on it. Obviously above the last weekly high on a closure, which is about 3250-ish region. You have a time frame on this? No, you did not. But yeah, is it ready to bounce? Yes. The 4 hours kind of wedging itself into a bit of a higher low structure right here. I'd be looking for a short-term move to like 2780 or 2769. More medium-term continuation up to about 30-ish region to 30-50-ish region. Long-term, I think that it does get another try to the upside, to be fair. All right, cool. Mr. Daniel Sartain says, can you check out TSN 1 day, 3 day? TSN. Tyson Foods. Oh my God, did I? No, I didn't trade Tyson. What the fuck was it? It was like Hillshire Brands or something. It was like one of my first trades ever, actually. Hillshire. I think they got acquired or they had like a merger or something like that. It's like the first time that actually like made money too. It's nice. Okay, daily 3 day. All right, sweet. Let's see. Nice high low structure right here, but let's see what the macro looks like. You're looking at daily 3 day. Long term, I definitely don't hate it. I know you didn't ask about a weekly, but I need to see the weekly right here. Yeah, long term, I like it. Yes, I do like it long term. Is a daily looking for a pullback though? Nah, I'd be more or less of the opinion that it bounces here. I know that it does say bearish evidence right now, but I don't think that one plays. If it does play, I'd be looking for a short term move down to like 74.5. But I like the 3 day golden cross right here. In fact, yeah, actually, I would be looking for an opportunity right around about 74.5. If it comes back down around there, I think that's an obvious area. Long term, is it set up for continuation? I mean, yeah, long term monthly still very good, still very fucking good here. So fair enough on that one. All right, cool. Okay, let's see what else we got. Oh shit, I missed it once again. Okay, Mr. Nate, what's up, Nate's Games? Can you check out Sol USD daily and weekly? Okay, Sol USD. Let's see, this one's been another darling of the market as well, but I have absolutely zero experience in it myself, personally. Been in it since $15 and hedge shorted around 47.5 for now. Excited for Warhammer 3, by the way. Oh fuck yeah, man, very much so. But before that, Chivalry 2, and I'm gonna play the ever living shit out of that, as I have been Mordhau recently. It's great, man. Boolah markets are the best. You can get into gaming and just watch your fucking green dildos fly. Anyways, looking at this right here, I'd be looking for a short-term pullback about 39.25. But what exactly are you asking here? So you short hedged at 47.5. Wow, you pretty much sold the top. I mean, that's a phenomenal trade right there. Do I think this one has some downside? Yes, I do. Weekly crossing the exponential on the RSI right there. Weekly TSI looking a little bit tired as well. Wouldn't be surprised to see this thing trade back down somewhere around the 10 simple over time, which is around about $30. Short term, does it have a bounce? Does it have another bounce here? It looks like yes. I mean, short term it probably pops back up towards like just under $47, but I'm a lot more hesitant on this one long term. Let's maybe I need to do a little more work on this because most of them are still bullish right now. But daily, no, I'm not really getting it from the daily right now. Short term, I'd be looking for, short term I would be looking for that move to the upside, but daily does imply another move down to about 39.5. It sounds like you're more long-term though. I think this one at the very best trades sideways here for a little bit of time. Let's see what the monthly looks like. Monthly is still bullish long-term, so I don't think it's macro topped out, but I do think that it tests some downside this month, and that eventually ends up being a major opportunity, maybe somewhere around like 35, maybe even low 30. So I do think that it works its way down here, but ultimately I do think that will present another opportunity to the upside. If I was going to err on one side here though, it'd certainly be to the long side. It is long-term bullish. Bitcoin, however, coming back down. My Bitcoins, my cones are going down once again. Anyways, let's see. We got Mr. Major Metacarpal says, can you look at ENJ coin on the daily? Sure. I'm gonna look at versus the dollar since you did not specify, and looking like a bearish consolidation. All right, let's see. We got the daily right here. Yeah, very, very similar to Bitcoin here too. Daily TSI turning back down below the bearish controls or the bearish buy zone. Daily RSI is more or less neutral. So I'm not like looking for this one to fucking completely neck, but I am looking for this one similar to Bitcoin to come back down, maybe somewhere around about 208 region. 208 would look about right to me. Weekly's a little bit more confidence inducing long term. I don't think that this one's like topped out for forever, but I do think it has a little bit of daily downside after maybe even a short-term pop back up. Let's see, do we see anything obvious here? Actually, no, but a lot of them are getting those short-term pops back up. But similar to Bitcoin, I do think that this does come back down and bases around the last daily low, and you'll see likely another bounce around there, also around the 89. So low $2, it looks like to me. Okay, cool. What else do we have on the screens here? We got Mr. Isaac. Can you take a look at XRP? All right, no problem. No base pairing given, no time frame given. I'll just make it up, sir. 141 on the daily. Very similar to Bitcoin. Once again, very fucking similar to Bitcoin. Let's look at the weekly too. Long-term bullish, very much bullish. Long-term, I have nothing bad to say about that on the weekly or the monthly specifically. I sincerely think that this thing goes back up to probably even $3 plus long term, but short term, well, you didn't really give a time frame on this one. Short term actually has some hidden bullish divergence off that last low, so very short term, I'll be looking for maybe a short term pop up to like 150, perhaps. But well, I'm trying to figure out exactly where this one fits into the macro cycle here. Yeah, I do think that a short-term move to the upside does get pushed back on and does come back down somewhere around like 120 to 1.25 region. Long-term though, I do not think that the top is in. I think anything but the top is in on the long-term. I think this one actually continues well past $2 and probably even to $3 like over the next month or two. That one has been known to pump rather aggressively. Mr. DeCamps, the Dominicans, he is here. They are here, and the Dominicans are learning hash ribbons. Hey, nice one. Yeah, the Charles one. Yeah, that one's actually rather profound. Spoke about it with Bitcoin Ethereum is no, it's I would not use it for Ethereum, and I'll not use it for anything other than Bitcoin. Actually, I've not tested it on anything other than Bitcoin, and I would imagine that specific differences with the fundamentals, because that actually is a fundamental indicator, are going to massively change it amongst different assets. So no, I would not use it on anything other than Bitcoin. It's been untested, at least as far as I'm aware of. If you backtest it yourself and you can see some sort of rhyme or reason with it, then perhaps it could be useful. But Ethereum doesn't really have enough history for it to even have that many iterations, I would guess, as it's only been around for 5-6 years, whereas Bitcoin's been around for almost double that now. So I'd say if you want to be safe, I would not use it on anything else other than Bitcoin. All right, Ophir, what's up, Mr. Ophir? Can you check out BNT on the 4-hour and daily? All right, this is Bancor. Man, a lot of these 2017 shitcoins are getting love once again. Let's see. Consolidation around your power time high, always gonna like that. Always gonna favor that long term. Weekly looks good to me here too. Potentially even a higher low in the making on the weekly, which will drive hidden bullish divergence, and that would imply move back up to about 980 and probably beyond. See what the daily looks like here too. Daily actually might have a little bit of short-term downside. I'm not so gung-ho about the daily. Well, no. 4-hour gives a bit more clarity on this. 4-hour golden cross testing. This is about as perfect as a 4-hour golden cross as you're gonna get. If this one fails, I mean, it's going to be an obvious move back down to like 570, 575 region. But whenever you see a lot of price action accumulated right around the cross, those are usually going to have the highest hit rate, and that would make me bullish for a move back up to the highs of this range and probably new highs on this run, because this one hasn't really joined the rest of the market as of yet. Okay. Admiral Blue, how you doing, Captain? Hey, Krown, could you check out FTT USD on the 4-hour and hourly? Okay, sure. FTT USD. This is Mr. Sam's shitcoin right here, isn't it? We'll do it on Binance, I suppose, and you're looking at a 4-hour and hourly specifically. 4-hour does look like it wants a little bit of a short-term bounce. Let's see what the hourly looks like as well. Hourly is... Yeah, hourly probably does try another bounce here, to be fair. You got a pretty obvious structure going on right now, and if you even want to look at this as far as ranges goes, I mean, you got your declining highs right there, and you got your rising lows right there. It's kind of wedging itself into a bit of a symmetrical triangle. The break of this triangle is going to give the bias on direction here. So basically below the 200 exponential moving average is about 54 and a quarter, we'll say. If that is broken to the downside, I would be looking at a move towards about 52.5 to 52.75 above the top side, especially that last local high at about 55.5. I'd be looking for a move back up around 57, maybe even more than that. Long term, looking at the daily, I still like it long term. I think, at least I think. Yeah. I certainly do not hit the weekly at all. In fact, the weekly would still make me long term bullish on this one. I suppose maybe another attempt at the upside, maybe one more. Earth is flat like an ostrich nest. Nice. A little thank you from Link. Hey man, I have to live vicariously through all the people on Link because, like I said, I do not touch altcoins in this market or really any market for that matter. I also want to speak about this for a second here while we're on Bitcoin. but I actually am very sincerely happy for the people's success in Link because it's like the closest I can get to it. So hey man, fair enough, and fucking nice one. I know that there's several fucking guys in the Discord who've like literally had their lives changed by Link, like generational money. And that's awesome, man. That's fucking awesome. Like really, really cool shit. To see people's lives like literally change, over the past couple of years. Fucking amazing, man. Anyways, besides all that sentimental bullshit right now, let's talk about this. So the 4-hour on Bitcoin did have a chance to golden cross about 2 days ago on the 3rd of May. And you can see right here, this is a classic move where you get a sort of fake out move over the weekend, and then right when the golden cross is about to happen, you dump it in their fucking stupid faces. And in this case right here, this is quite telling just in and of itself. And this is also why I do favor the downside here on Bitcoin when you get a bit of a fake out like that. I really don't think a move down to the 89 is out of the question like at all. That's 51.5, and even slightly lower down below 50,000 bucks is not out of the question either. But naturally speaking, I do think that Bitcoin still does have long-term upside here. Anyways, we'll move on. And what do we have? Winning Choice 87. Hello, broski. How you doing, man? Cardano 4-hour. Sure. All right, ADA USD. Voice is starting to get raspy right now, so let's see how long we can last. It got a little bit of energy left to me, and what do we have right here? 4-hour does look like it's kind of building a bit of a base around the 200 simple and 200 exponential average. I will favor the short-term upside on this one, although that would be very much contrary to the rest of the market. So I'm inclined to go with the market analysis here. I'm actually much more inclined to go with the market analysis and look for a move back down to the 55 at about 120. I believe that was my macro area from yesterday. Yes, that is your backfill actually, around 120. So any sort of move to 120, I would be looking at as an opportunity. But would that imply some short-term downside? Obviously yes. So I do think that this one does have a bit of downside here. But if I'm just looking at the 4-hour, I mean, this is not really bearish on a 4-hour, to be fair. If anything's going to pull through at this current level, it would be this one actually. This is probably the most somewhat healthy looking altcoin on the lower term timeframes right now. Maybe even propelling a move back up to 137. But again, if I'm going with market analysis and looking at the daily right here, I do favor a little bit of short-term downside. Very likely gets picked up, even a slight drive of div there too, although not anything super concerning, to be fair. All right, what else do we have here? All right, let's. Oh my god, man, this is a crazy day. This is an absolutely crazy day. What the fuck is going on here? What the fuck is actually going on? Okay, Adios says, hey Krown, can you look at Ocean on the daily and 4-hour? Yeah, remember this one from way back when too, Ocean Protocol. That's right, on Binance. You're looking at the 4-hour and the daily. Definitely downside on the daily. I mean, on the 4-hour does not look great on the 4-hour. Daily is okay. Again, going with market analysis here, I do think a little bit of short-term downside probably does bring it back down to like the 200 simple here at about 2,300, and I'd be looking for maybe another short-term bounce there. But this is looking like another macro high to me, to be fair. if I'm going to be bearish on anything, this thing would be it. This thing does not look good long term, like at all. I think you've more than likely hit you've hit a long term macro high. There's no reason, in my opinion, to be macro bullish on this thing as long as it's below about 3150-ish region right here. Even 2950, I'd say, is kind of like a good area to be cognizant of. I think this one comes back down. Actually, I think this one comes back down here. Likely short term like 23, and more medium term like 2150-ish region. All right, let's see. What else do we have? Mr. J Suave, SNX USD on the weekly monthly. I don't know if we have a monthly for SNX, man. It's not that old if I'm thinking of the right thing here. Yeah, barely even populates a weekly. I'm not getting much from a weekly here, man. We looked at it earlier, which might have been helpful for you. The monthly is somewhat helpful. You can use this as a long-legged Doge dildo continuation on both points, meaning that if we take out the high or the low of it, I'd be looking for big moves in that direction. For example, to the downside, below the low at 1275, I'd be looking for a big move down to like 7.5. To the upside, I'd just be looking for new all-time highs. If I'm looking at this on the daily, I'm looking for short-term downside, same as before, 14.5 to 14.25. Okay. Let's see. Adios says, Krown, sorry for so many questions. It's all good, man. But can you check out Algo on 4-hour and daily? All right. ALGO. This is Algo Round, I believe, on Binance Derp. And we got a 4-hour and daily. Let's see what the 4-hour looks like. Short term, could very easily pop back up to like 130, 139. But I look at this one as risky as long as it's below the last little lower high at 144.5. Generally speaking, I'm going to be looking for some downside here. 117.5 is what I'd be looking for after a little bit of a short-term move to the upside, perhaps. I don't feel as confident on this one, though, to be fair. Long term, though, it's fine. I mean, still has that nice rising low structure. So I don't really have a reason to be like bearish on this one long term. But short term, does it have some downside? Yeah, and probably turns into an opportunity long term as well. Alrighty, let's see. Mr. What, Where, Why says, Zer, band USD, 4-hour and daily, please. Sure, man, I got you. Band, BAND, USD. You're looking at 4-hour and daily. Daily looks good. I'd be looking for another retest of these highs at about 23. What does a 4-hour look like? Looks good too. Golden cross getting played. Yep, I'm bullish on both these time frames. See what the long term looks like. Hey, very, very bullish actually. Very fucking bullish. This one's actually just getting ready to break out on the weekly. I'd be extremely respectful of this one. This one looks really, really good. Even hidden bullish difference on the weekly. Bullish on all time frames, man. Very, 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 very nice right there. Very fucking nice. Probably be looking at a target somewhere around I don't know, like 25 or so. Okay, a little thank you from my stinky linky. Stays stinky. Nice, man. Hey, all good, brother, all good. Like I said, I'm living vicariously through you linkers. It's really awesome to see. It's really fucking awesome to see. I think I even saw like Link being spoken about. Well, no, I don't think that. No, I don't think it was that. It was something else. All right, let's see. Bitcoin actually coming back down below 54 almost now. Are we gonna do it? Are we gonna do it? I think we're gonna do it. I think we're gonna do it, baby. I think we're gonna do it. All right, let's see. Burnt Krem says, help, Mr. Else. What the fuck? Closed my longs on Link today at 46 bucks. My thought was pullback to around under 40 soon. You see a pullback, or am I way off? We looked at it earlier. I think that generally speaking, long term, it's got some more continuation here. This one did really bulldoze its way into my $50 target. Short term, let's actually go back down to a 4-hour. Short term, I think you kind of already saw the pullback. 47 bucks was the territory. Long, medium, and higher term time frame is still continuation here. I would not agree with that. I don't think it's coming back down below 40 bucks on this run. If it does, that would be. I wouldn't want to rebuy it if it comes back down below 40 bucks. That's your breakout point right there. That would not be good. That would not be good at all. All right, Luke T says Bcash USD 4-hour, please, brother. All right, let's see. A lot of Bcash today. A lot of Bcash. All right, Bcash USD, Coinbase, we'll do it. And bullish here too. Bullish here too. I'd be looking for medium-term move to about 1180 to 1200. Again, going with the market analysis here and looking at weekly RSI and weekly TSI, I think that this one probably even takes a major leg up to like 1700 long term. Looking good. Looking pretty damn good. Again, I'm not commenting on the fundamental aspects of Bcash, but as far as the chart goes, it's good. SD Hodl says, can you look at VeChain USD on the daily weekly? Of course I can. Where's Mr. Josh? He loves the VeChain. VET USD. And looking at daily weekly. Okay, we'll go to Binance here. Weekly still looks more or less fine. Daily downside. I'll be looking for short-term downside back down to about 16.25. Maybe a little bit above 16.25. Somewhere around 16 and 16.25 region. Where I'll be looking towards. Super Googly Lee, how you doing, man? Could you please have a look at Dash BTC daily, weekly? Man, we are really in, I think we're starting to enter into the twilight hours of this rally when you see shit like Dash rallying. But hey, man, Dash got some good things going for it. Daily Golden Cross, daily RSI looking good, daily TSI turning up. It's got a reversal on the daily as well, so a nice little uptrend follow through. I'll be looking for medium-term targets towards 83.40, and maybe even long-term continuation. Yeah, maybe in long-term continuation. I mean, it's still got weekly lower highs as long as it's below about 95. So I wouldn't be surprised to see it tag up all the way over here. But long-term, do I think that it reverses? No, I think that this thing remains a piece of shit long-term. But it's got some major upside here. Or I don't know about major. That's a matter of perspective. But it's got some upside here, I do believe. All right, sweet. Let's see. Raw Guru, thanks for that, man, but feel free to have a chat too. It's all good, man. Ibby says Cardano USD daily. We already looked at that one. I think the daily was looking back down to about 120, buck 20. Yeah, I'm still looking a little bit down on this one. Yeah, what 120ish region where I'd be looking towards. Maybe lower than that, but long term I still like it. Still do like it long term, I think at least. Sweet. Alrighty, let's see. We got Earth is flat. Chain link to $78. That linky stays stinky. I mean, it still remains to be one of the best charts in cryptocurrency land, perhaps the best. In fact, I'd say it is the best. Raw Guru has now retracted his message. How dare you, sir? Why retract? I want to have a chat, man. The Katana says, "Gay rainbows for TA." I'm in. All right, my Linky, always very stinky, extremely fucking stinky Linky, man. You gotta fucking love it, dude. You gotta fucking love it. It's like I've been saying, it's just one of the best charts and continues to be one of the best charts. There is zero things bearish about the weekly or monthly as they are. Zero. Fucking nothing, sir. Mr. Robert Johnson, good morning, sir. How you doing? It's the president, Mr. It's John Nixon. It's the president. Can we look at medium and long term time frames for Tesla? Yeah, actually, yes. We have not looked at Tesla in a while. I'm very curious to see what this one is. Let's go weekly. Weekly range between about 595 and our 730 highs. I think we did say that this was going to happen a couple weeks back when we looked at it, and now it seems to be transpiring. Basically, a move down to the monthly 10 symbols where I'd be looking towards, and probably a bounce there. Anything longer than that, I do not have a strong opinion on, but I'm basically looking for it to kind of base out within this region, play out some sideways for, maybe a month or two. Some like, oh, Jesus, this chart's all convoluted. Actually, all these levels still make sense, but you know what? Really only need two levels right now. Really only need two of them. We'll do this one right there and this one right here, and I'd be looking at any sort of price action within this region as long-term bullish, but probably does play within this region for a while. And seeing as we just tested the top side resistance, I'd be looking for a test of the bottom side support. Andrew Henderson, Mr. Henderson, hello Krown, hello sir. Can do ta e, what the fuck, sir? You're speaking Swedish at me, and I understand FTM 4 hour daily. Here we go. FTM USD. Oopsies, that's too many S's. Okay, Phantom. Okay, Elsa might be able to translate. Come over here. He says, "Kan du ta?" I think that means can you do TA? Can you look at this?
Thank
Gotcha.
you.
Thank you. Yeah, I know talk. Skull. I don't know what skull is. Oh, Norwegian. Okay, well, we don't know Norwegian, but Norwegian and Swedish are somewhat similar, right? Somewhat, a little bit. FTM USD. All right, so we got it over here. 4 hour daily. Daily still looks good. Long term, 4 hour looks good. Short term, yep, I'm bullish on both these. I'd be looking for a reapproach of the 83 cent high. Weekly is obvious continuation here too. I'd be looking for new all-time highs. There's no reason for me to be bearish on this one. If this thing came back down to like 55 cents, I'd look at that as a major opportunity, but that's really fucking far away from from where we're at right now. I'm inclined to say that this one just continues from this region based off the short-term timeframes, actually. Yeah, monthly is powerful as fuck here, too. I'll be looking for new highs, sir. I'll be looking for new highs. It's no way. Thank you for the non-financial advice from Sticky Linky since June 2018. Hey man, my pleasure, brother. And I'm glad I'm glad that it's doing you well. I'm very glad that it's doing you well, man. It's cool to see people like actually have real success. It's a sight to behold, man. It's a sight to behold. Crypto Yellow Vest. There he is, our French amigo. No, our French. Wait, what is it? How do you say friend in French? Ami. No. Whatever. You know what the fuck I'm trying to say, man. Hola, no. Bonjour, yes. Bonjour, no. All right, can you check out TEL daily and 4 hour, please? Yeah, man. TEL. Look at TEL USD. Go hit BTC on this one, and you're looking at 4 hour daily. I mean, monthly looks good. Daily looks good. It's continuation, sir. 4 hour looks good as well. Hey, man, I think I'm bullish on this piece of shit. It looks pretty fucking good, man. I think it's got some new highs here. I would be very cognizant of the next high that it does put in, but this one's got one more drive here at the very least. Do I have any targets to give on something like this? Maybe. Let's see. Areas of interest right around about 2.25. It looks like. About 2.25 it looks like, but I do think long term it's getting very frothy there. Very, very frothy. All right, let's see. Raw Goober says DQ USD. DQ like Dairy Queen? Hey, but you finally got your message through. Nice. All right, DQ USD. I think you just mean Dairy Queen like this. Is that what you mean? Because DQ USD is a nothing. TradingView does not have it, so if you're looking at that, it's well, if TradingView doesn't have it, that's not a good sign. Maybe you're looking at this. If you're looking at this daily, let's see. I'd be looking for some downside back down to about 60, just below $65. If it is indeed a crypto, then unfortunately I cannot look at it because TradingView does not have. So, oh, we're getting close. Bert Krem says thoughts on Link. I closed longs. That no, we already read that one. It has continued to 49 today. You see more upside. Yeah, I remain bullish on Bitcoin there. Hey, what's up, Tristan Toff? Hey, Krown. Try to get melatonin to sleep on. It is a natural melatonin to your brain. It is not like sleeping pills. My wife uses it and has great help from it. I've heard some varied things about melatonin. I do appreciate the advice, but I've heard some varied things about it. Like you don't want to overuse it because then your brain becomes reliant on it, and then you won't be able to fall asleep without it. But then again, it's cheap as fuck and it's pretty widely available, and it's I think you can just get it OTC. So maybe it's worth it. I don't know, man. Bexel says, hey, Krown, thanks for all you do. My pleasure, man. Just a nice, positive message. I have to say I'm very... that was very generous, man. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know what to say. I'm blushing. Todd Brown says, can you check out HOT for medium and long term? All right. Symbol HOT, USD I'm going to go with. We'll go to Binance on this one. Hollow Derp. Short term, looking for a move down to, what is this, 1 spot 1 cent? Yeah, 1 spot 1 cent. Sorry, that's daily. Weekly, do I think it tries to bounce from that level though? Probably yes. I don't have a strong opinion on this one actually. You know what, man? I have to say a healthy amount of I don't know on this one. I'm very much inclined to say that this one actually does come all the way down to like around 1 spot 1 cent, and then tries to bounce from there. But I don't feel too confident on this one, man. I think a healthy amount of I don't know is the proper answer. You got the easy monthly trade here too, but it's a fucking massive range, so it's really not that helpful unless it moves to the upside, obviously. But to the downside, if it takes that last month low at 0.8 of a cent, I'd be looking for big moves down to like basically half of a cent. A little bit lower than that to the upside. I'd be looking for big moves to the upside. I mean, we're talking about like probably target towards 5 cent or so. But I don't have a strong opinion on this one, man. My only strong opinion is a short-term downside, actually. That's it. Crypto Row. What's up, Mr. Row? Hey, Krown. Hey, man, appreciate that. Is this Row how I know Row? Good to see the lives are back. They suit you well. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Look at this shitcoin, Dodo US. It's called Dodo. Have you heard of Cummy rockets? Have you heard of Cummies? They're actually going to the moon. Dodo down. Dodo down, baby. I'd be looking for this one to come back down to 302. Maybe beyond. I do not like the lower highs for right now. I'd be looking for some downside here, sir. UCTT, Senor Krown on the 4, says Frankie. All right. UCTT. Okay. UCTT. Ultra Clean Holdings. All right. Trades on NASDAQ. Must be somewhat legitimate. 4 hour. Let's see. Daily is in kind of a bouncy territory. Same thing with the 4 hour. I'd give this one a chance to bounce here first. Probably bounces back up, maybe a little bit north of $50, maybe even all the way up to 51. But I do express a bit of concern with this one long term. It's had a pretty phenomenal run. I mean, long term it is good, but I do think that it's kind of getting ready to go for a little bit of sideways and down after a short term bounce in this region. Yeah. Long term, though, do I think that the party's like legitimately over? No, I don't. But I do think that this one spends a few months going sideways and down, maybe even as far down as like $40. But yeah, I wouldn't be bearish on it long term, though. That would not be the right terminology for this thing. It does still look good long term. I mean, this is a pretty long term uptrend. I mean, going all the way back to December 08, Hard to hate that, but does it come down to like $40 or so over the next couple of months? I do think so, yes. SD Hodl says HBAR USD daily weekly. All right, HBAR. Wait, no, we already did this one. The Hedera derp graphs or whatever. Yeah, this is it. Is it daily, weekly? Well, that's a monthly. Weekly, I still like the consolidation at a high level. Daily, short term down, 25 cent, 25.5 cent. Rocky G, what's up, Rocky? Fam, hello, fam. How you doing, Mr. Fam? EOS USD, EOS. Oh wow, EOS used to be really popular too. It's the last, it's like the month of the 2017 shitcoins, I think. Binance, okay, and you're saying Adam and Eve, if I ever saw one on the weekly. Okay, let's see. Daily looks good. Is this an Adam and Eve? Yeah, it is. It is. You got your Adam right here. You got your Eve right here. You got, I mean, it's basically just one long, I wouldn't even call it an Adam and Eve. I'd just call it one massive accumulation phase. Like, don't need to complicate it with terms here. 7 3/4 is my big macro move, and I think I have no real reason to believe that it's not going to fall through with the rest of the market. It looks very good. It looks very fucking good. I've been looking for this thing long term to actually pop up to like 14.5 to 14.75 region. Looks good. Looks very fucking good, actually. Very, very similar structure to a lot of the other ones that are following me through with the rest of the market and putting in some pretty impressive rallies long term. All right. Okay. We got Dude Daddy. Hope all is well across the Atlantic. Hey, oh, you must be in America then. Hey, all good, man. Yeah, things are nice here, man. The coronavirus is finally letting loose a bit, and it's looking up, man. It's looking up and up. I like it. C'est vraiment. Yes, exactly. Moon Raccoon says, can we look at EGLD BTC? Okay, this is EGLD BTC. Elrond. Okay, Elrond, like the Lord of the Rings guy. I don't know how I feel about that actor, but looking good here, man. I'd be looking for a weekly move back to a 39.50. You didn't ask about a weekly, you asked about a daily. Daily looks good too. Obviously, an ascending triangle at a high level, or not even an ascending triangle. It's just a continuation here, man. This is reaccumulation at a high level. This is continuation. Short term, I'd be looking for 39.50. Long term, I'd be looking for new highs. There's nothing bearish about this chart at all on even the 4 hour, daily, or weekly. Bullish all the way through. I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing make new all-time highs. Probably, maybe later this month or next month. It looks very fucking good. Very fucking good. One of the more impressive charts, especially versus Bitcoin, actually. Dulease, thanks for that, man. But it looks like no message, man. No message. No message. What the fuck? Genesis, thanks, Krown, for the TA journey for the last 2 years. Learned a lot. Hey, that's awesome. Hell yeah. Fucking nice. Fucking nice. Frank Engels, there he is. Fucking nice, baby. Yeah, friend is mon ami. Yeah, that's it. So I was kind of right. I was somewhere in the vicinity there. I close, but no cigar, I suppose. Anyways, fellas, I'm a little bit past my own. Oh my god, we almost made it to 2 hours here. What the fuck? Oliver Buck. Oh my lord. Ollie Buck. Holy shit, man! I've been trying to put on the anthem that you made for this channel for a while now. I'll read your comment really quickly, but this will be the last one. I really do need to go. AGI on the weekly, yeah, man, I got you. Oh man, Ollie Buck is actually the guy who made the original Krown Crypto theme song. We don't really have like a name for it, but it's really epic. It's really fucking epic. Yeah. Oh, you have another one too. Oh shit. We need an outro, man. We do need an outro at this point. Let's see. Okay, AGI, man, you are asking like the most difficult one right here, if anything. I don't know how I feel about this one actually. I'm sorry, but I feel bad, man. I should be able to help Mr. Ollie, especially with all that he's helped me with. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. I do not have a proclivity on this chart at all. If anything, I suppose I'd lean towards long-term bullishness. I suppose. I mean, we do have a higher low and we do have a higher high here, so I'd err on the side of the trend. Monthly RSI is neutral to slightly bullish, if anything. I don't feel very compelled by this chart though, and I don't want to lead you astray here. Yeah, I'm not feel compelled by the quarterly as well. Maybe the bi-monthly will have something that's obvious, perhaps if we're lucky. I'm still not getting anything here. If anything, the only obvious thing that I do see is we do have an uptrend on the monthly and bi-monthly and quarterly, so I would respect that. Long term, does it have some upside? Perhaps yes. Short and medium term, does it base again in this like $7.50 region? Is kind of the thought that I'm mulling over right now. I think it's just best for me not to say anything. Actually, we do have a bit of hidden bullish evidence right here, but that move's already played out. Yeah, I don't think I have anything to say about this, man. unfortunately, I can't. I have to say just a healthy amount of I don't know is the proper answer here. Alrighty, fellas, I think that is it for me. Reishi mushrooms. Yeah, I've heard about that too. I think it's actually in my tea. It works. It definitely works though. All right, man. All right, so I'm going to be signing off now. It's been an absolute pleasure, fellows. It's been a really, really fun day, really good times. I'm really, really happy that a lot of people here are like seemingly just murdering it with altcoins right now. Again, that's not my game, so I have to live vicariously through everyone else here. But that's fine by me, man. That's one of the cool things about doing these streams is, you know, you get to commune with other people doing different things. So with that said, I want to wish everyone well. Once again, I'll be back on tomorrow, same time, same place, doing the same thing. With that said, I salute you, and until